Hi again, back to our top story now. Big developments there. A former CIA technical assistant was being revealed as the person that was behind the leak, which exposed the true extent of an NSA surveillance network in the US, which is huge. For more than on why Edward Snowden came forward as cross to Annie Machon, herself a former MI5 officer and whistleblower. Annie, hi there. As I say, this name's just come to light over the last hour or two. You yourself have been in Snowden's shoes yourself. You kind of know, maybe to a smaller degree, but you know what this feels like. How's he going to fare regarding the CIA?
Well, I think he's in for a rough ride, but I have to say that the way he has run the whole exposure and disclosure of the crimes of the NSA and what they're doing against the American people and the rest of the world's people has been very sophisticated. And I take heart from that. The fact that he has fled the USA, he's now in Hong Kong, the fact that he's been working with a journalist of Glenn Greenwald's caliber, and obviously taken on board the techno-security issues that he needs to think about, and also the extradition issues he needs to think about, and the message he's putting out now, why he's doing it, why it's important, why people need to listen to what he's saying and to the disclosures he's making, I think has been very, very well done. I would call this whistleblowing 2.0.
Okay. His immediate thought, he says, is for the safety of his friends and immediate family. Is that really a legitimate worry, or is it being overblown?
No, absolutely it is. I mean, when I was involved in whistleblowing 15 years ago with David Shaler, who blew the whistle on illegal MI6 assassination plots and things, it wasn't just myself who was arrested. It wasn't just David who went to prison twice. It was also a ever-widening circle of his friends and family and journalists who were arrested and in some cases convicted for daring to expose the truth of the spy crimes. So I think, from what I can see, Edward Snowden has actually taken very careful steps to protect those closest to him, and all credit to him for doing that.
Why do you think he's done it? Why do you think he's done it crucially? Why?
Well, because what the NSA is doing is turning the USA and by de facto the rest of the world into a big brother surveillance state. As soon as you get into this situation where the nuts and bolts of the internet, like Google and Facebook and all the systems we all use, can be used to spy on us, whether those companies know or not, means that we have no privacy whatsoever. And once we have no privacy on the internet, we then lose any sense of freedom to express ourselves openly. We lose freedom to download information and ingest information openly. So we lose free society. Free thought requires free media.
Is his fate now going to mirror that of Bradley Manning, do you think?
I would hope not. I would hope that the Obama administration has learned that by prosecuting and persecuting multiple whistleblowers, Bradley Manning being just one of them, that they are not winning the war of the desire for information to be free, the desire for people to need the information to be informed citizens. And that's the situation we're facing. So I think the way that this story is playing out shows a sort of lessons learned from the terrible tragedy of the Bradley Manning case. And I hope that Edward Snowden will be much safer and will have a fair hearing and not have to go through the same experience.
And now after Snowden, do you think we're going to see more?
Of course. This happens time and time again. And as the powers of the state and the powers of the corporatist state become greater, people become more concerned about civil liberties, not just within their own countries, but also the implications around the world. What happens in Syria or Libya or the Middle East or Central Asia. People are worried about this, the implications. So I think that more and more young people within the intelligence agencies are going to think, well, actually, are we doing this for good reasons or bad reasons? And they will speak out. How
does it come to a point where the organisation you're working for is so bad? I mean, you've signed up to work for it, whoever you are. It comes to a point you've got to go public. Why couldn't you I mean, it's idealistic, I know, but you couldn't deal with it in-house.
Well, often people who do blow the whistle do try and deal with it in-house. I mean, certainly we did. You go to your bosses, you say, this is wrong. You say that, perhaps we should learn from mistakes made or whatever it is. And they tell you just to shut up, not rock the boat and follow orders. And that's a major problem. So I can imagine now, particularly, I mean, what I did was 15 years ago, but now particularly, we're looking at a situation where intelligence agencies are being asked to spy on their fellow citizens or to draw up CIA drone kill lists across the Middle East, or to kidnap and torture people, terrorist suspects. And we have a situation now where young people are going to be coming into this and thinking, well, is this right? Should we be doing this to our fellow human beings? And if it's not right, what can we do? Raise it with the bosses. That goes nowhere. You're told to shut up. The only other way, and in this internet age, I think, is to go public and get the maximum exposure one, to get justice through that transparency, but also to provide a certain degree of safety and protection for yourself as well while you're doing it. And that's what I think is going on here, and it's been very well done.
Annie Machon, thanks ever so much, former MI5 officer as you are, and whistleblower Annie Machon there.
Thank you.